Greetings to you all, and I do welcome you to this broadcast. As you join, please let me know whether you hear me clearly and you see me clearly. Let us have an audio-visual check so that we can ensure that the broadcast is clear and that which I have to share with you is heard clearly. 10 minutes fine. Guyanese, you need to hear what I have to say. Today is the day in which our discipline services, men and women in uniform as they're referred to, they're voting. They're the first to cast their ballot, and this is the first test for GECOM. Now, when we have cases where an election commission, a body that's vested by law with constitutional powers to ensure that elections are conducted in a free, fair, credible, and a transparent manner. When we've got those who are embodied with power through the law having an inability or the unwillingness to do it right, then we should not have any confidence in these people. And they're paid way too much money. GECOM earns way too much to be allowed a pass, be allowed to escape it doing foolishness. And that is why I'm here before you all. And we in Forward Guyana movement will continue to be here before you. And you can call us the good troublemakers, because all we make is good trouble, in that we demand of you that you do your job. That's all we ask you to do. Do that which you paid to. You are but the highest paid individuals in reference to those who are employed by the state. You need to do what is right. You in GECOM, the commissioners, you paid more than an opposition member of parliament. Far more. You earn probably more than $6 million a year. So the least that you can do for about $7 million a year is ensure that you all do what is right. I had a meeting with the European Union observers, the long-term observers here in London. And I must say that let me say this as a Guyanese, and as one who is in this campaign and this electoral process, serving as the candidate who's the prime ministerial candidate for Forward Guyana movement. I have said this to the European observers without reservation. Thank you for sharing the broadcast, those of you who are doing so. Thank you. I really don't mind. I normally don't tell people to share the broadcast, do what you want. But I'm grateful that you would. I have said to the European observers that as a Guyanese, I have a difficulty, and I'm being honest. I don't believe in lying to people. I'm not going to go anywhere and try to polish something, make it sound nice. I'm very upright, I'm very forthright, and I'm very honest. People don't like it, but let's be honest, let's be true. Some people appreciate that, and I'm grateful that you do, because we should all function in that manner. Okay? The healthiest form of human relationship is that which is built on honesty and truth, not lying, not deception. Please. I said to them that I'm embarrassed as a Guyanese to sit before anybody and engage in conversation that make my country look bad. And that's just the truth. I love Guyana, and she should not be painted for what she is at this time. But we must tell the truth. For there to be records kept or made by independent minds who don't have to be afraid of Barrett's victimization, Irfan's tantrum, and Anil's excessive, we call for both, use of words with no meaning, or words that he seeks to impress people to claim or present an idea that he is an intellectual. When this said intellectual could not reason in the most fundamental manner that anything called a ballot that's cast in a national election process, a general electoral process, or any electoral process must be validated by certain statutory documents. This man couldn't comprehend or tried to present an argument that that is incomprehensible, and that as long as the ballot is in a box, it must be validated. Once you said that, you are like Irfan Ali, worthy of no respect from me or any Guyanese who has sense, because what you've done is you've thrown our electoral process into a tailspin that you can't even redeem it from. You have caused, Anil Nandlal, you have caused us to be in a position whereby we will never recover in a short order unless there's a complete overhaul of our laws and electoral processes because of you. The likes of Sarah Ann Lynch, Lillian Chatterjee, Gregory Quinn, Eduardo, the other one from EU, you sought to convince these people, along with the CCJ's president, that a vote cannot be invalidated and every vote is valid. So I sat with the EU long-term observer team, and I expressed to them that pain of mine. I don't feel happy telling people about the ills of Guyana society, but they need to know nonetheless. And one of the conversations that we had was about Forward Guyana movement being unwilling, unable to, with good conscience at this time and in good faith, believe that the Guyana Elections Commission is capable of conducting these elections in a process that gives confidence to the electorate. They are unprepared, and they are also unwilling to do that which is right. Can you still hear me? Someone is trying to reach me. Is it fine? Can you hear me still? Good, thank you. What did I tell them about? I said that there's an issue regarding the use of cell phones. I told the EU observers today, that the Guyana Elections Commission, they're yet to be quite clear regarding the use of cell phones. Why? First of all, if you are aware, GECOM, and you told us that there should be no cell phones or camera devices, or should be recording devices used in the polling place or the ballot station or the voter's booth. If you say that, you must have enough common sense to know that you must have what are called protocols or orders in place to direct every voter and direct those who are agents, observers, and those who have responsibility like presiding officers. They must know what is the procedure regarding cell phones. Would there be a male and female officer stationed at every polling station given the responsibility to pat voters down to ensure they don't have a cell phone? If your answer is no, I said to the European observers, then what should happen is that the booth should be positioned in a manner where observers can see, be it agents and also GECOM staff. They must be able to see people's arms, how it moves. If you have a ballot in your hand, you go to vote, all just put an X. The moment you have to go into your pocket because you have to go collect the ballot with 2 empty hands, that must be the rule. Your hand must have nothing in it when you collect the ballot. When you go to the booth, you are to back them so they must know who you're voting for. But your arms must be visible. So if you have to go into your pocket, we could see you go into your pocket. If you move your hand in front of you to take something else, we could see your hands are being moved. We don't want to see how you vote, but we want to see whether you're going to use a cell phone. The Guyana Elections Commission cannot present to us some simple guidelines. I also told the European observers that they can have a basket by the presiding officer's desk because nobody wants to have their phone stolen. So when you collect the ballot at the presiding officer's desk, you can have a basket or a box in which you lodge your phone. Put it here or on the desk. You put it. If the presiding officer steals your phone, they go to jail. It's that simple for me. Because you put it in one location, you head to the polling booth. Again, it must be positioned by people that see your 2 arms. You don't want to see the X. but we must see your hands. Why are we getting reports that in the military or the discipline service votes, people are posting who they voted for? Huh? How do you tell me that this is okay? How do you all convince me as a Guyanese? As the prime ministerial candidate of the Guyana movement, how do you tell us the presidential candidate being a man's Walton Desir? We have asked of you, you see, that is what is upsetting, you know. We've asked of you, not because we like other people who are quiet. We asked you the question. Kindly give us very clear, very distinct guidelines. Do not be gray. Be very clear about what is happening. Give us clear instructions. Give the Guyanese clear instructions so nobody can say they weren't clear what you're saying. Do you know that the Guyana Elections Commission, the Chief Elections Officer, the Deputy Chief Elections Officer have failed to answer something so simple and to put in place something so simple? We don't trust y'all because you're not giving us reason to trust you. We have no confidence in you because you have not shown us that you are willing, not that you're able, that you're willing to do that which is proper. And that is unfortunate, and it's also unbecoming. The law requires that the Guyana Elections Commission must give the voters a sense of fairness and a sense of transparency. There must be every effort made to guarantee and reassure voters that what you're doing is transparent. What are you doing? If we can't trust soldiers or discipline service members to do the right thing because they have to prove to Irfan and Barrett who they voted for, where are we going as a nation? I spoke to the observers very candidly about the dishonest nature of these electoral processes, and that for the Guyana movement, from the time it was born, we've announced that we do not have confidence in the Guyana Election Commission to conduct these elections because of personnel within the organization or that entity who have demonstrated to us over the years that they are inclined to support the PPP at all cost, even beyond the realm of reasoning and what's reasonable. Voters must never be allowed to take photographs of any of their decisions made in the polling booth. No voter, none, even those who voted for Ford Guyana movement, you must not be allowed to do this. Who prevents that? The Guyana Elections Commission. They're the ones who have to make the decision and put systems in place to ensure that this is safe. Now, you don't have enough police officers to cover all of these 2,000 plus polling stations that Anil decided and said, oh, it makes sense for us to have a whole lot more so that other parties can have enough agents so we could do what we have to do probably. That may be a reasoning, but nonetheless, fine. We're saying to you, you don't need to have police officers all around there. What you need to do is to ensure that the system is in place for us to see the hands of the voters, including me. I'm going to vote. So you need to see my hands too. See what my arms are doing. And if I enter the polling booth with my two hands empty, with a pencil in the right, or maybe the pencil is on the desk, but I have my ballot in my hand, there is no way that agents who are looking at me are supposed to see my hand go into my pocket or go in front of my chest. The moment somebody moves suspiciously, call the police. It's that simple. And every agent who's present must be able to do this with efficiency. Do not be afraid. And let me make an appeal to all Guyanese today. Please hear me as I speak to you. I'm making an appeal to you all. I said this months ago and I'll say it to you again now that I'm functioning in the capacity of Forward Guyana Movement's Prime Ministerial candidate. I'm making an appeal to you all because you know how much I love Guyana. And I know that most of you share my sentiment. You love your country. Let us all be observers on that day. We gone to places where we use pencils in voting. Fine, not permanent markers. We use a pencil. And so you might as well learn the ballot box to sleep because we don't know. And we hope that when they're about to seal the ballot box, people have its eyes that they seal it, it's sealed. Fine. But usually you use a permanent marker or biometrics. I told you that. You touch the screen, assume you vote for, after your fingerprint is hard, and that's done. It goes into the system, you have results within 24 hours, within 12 hours. It would have been that simple for me. But Claudette voted against that, so fine. What we're saying to you is this. Let us ensure that we can see the hands of those who are voting. Secondly, let us ensure that we become observers. Y'all hear me? I beg of you. Most Guyanese have cell phones, more than one. Stand at your polling stations when you finish voting and you see the sun is going down. It's about almost 5 to 6, 10 to 6. Go at these places. Stand outside. Observe. They can't tell you can't observe. Observe every action when those ballot boxes are being taken out of there. Observe it. They can't tell you that you can't do that. That's where the highest occurrences of rigging would be, when they're about to count and put stuff in the ballot box. Observe them. From the time they post figures outside of the polling station, say PVP whatever number, ALP this number, AFC this number, APNU this number, WIN this number, Forward Guyana Movement whatever, take a photograph of it. As soon as they publish any poll, statement of poll, take a photograph of it. Immediately. It's only 6, not 46. Take photographs outside of the polling station. Why? Because when we get to announcing the final result, the CEO can't change any number because we got it in real time at the polling station. I'm asking y'all, those of you who are able to, please contact Forward Guyana Movement. We would be happy for you to function as agents for us. That's where you'll be going into the polling station and you'll be sitting in there to observe the processes. You don't have to be a member of the Forward Guyana Movement. We ask you as a Guyanese who want fairness, please, especially in the outer areas, please come in to the polling stations or come to Forward Guyana Movement. Reach out to us today. We publish a number for you. I'll ask those of you in head office to please, in the campaign center, please let us have this number out so that people can text or call to say, I am person X. We verify who you are, of course, and you represent us at the polling stations. We have to do this. Man, when people GECOM tell you that you voted pencil in 2025, what them with 75 eyes? And the PPP raised no objection to this because it is normal. It's abnormal to use a pencil. According to how Guyanese are feeling. Guyanese are uncomfortable. I'm just telling how people are saying to me. People have reached out to me saying they're uncomfortable with the pencil being used. So the electors, this is their time. The candidates, we had our time when we were campaigning. When they go to the booth, that's the time for the electors now. And they're feeling uncomfortable. We want people to have confidence in this process. Okay, Daniel, we'll have a conversation. We need to have confidence in this process. I am asking you all, please, do that which is responsible as Guyanese. It's just for one day. This is just, and if you're working, you have the days off. Now, I spoke as well weeks ago, and I have them, Melly Mel would have raised it. I'm glad that other people are speaking to it. I said to Claudette Singh, I said to Irfan Ali, that something is wrong in the oil and gas industry. Why is it that our men and women who are on the vessels, why are they being told that they're not given time off to come out to vote, which is their lawful right to do? So they're being disenfranchised again. And some companies that are friends with the PP are threatening them, say, if you are on land, and you want to vote, we're not stopping you, but you'll miss your turn, meaning you ain't getting any pay. Now, people have car bills to pay, house mortgage to pay. Now. Come on. If you threaten to work indirectly to say, listen, I ain't stopping you, but if you see you out here, we're going to send a chopper and you'll wait until the next 2 or 3 weeks. Whenever we want you, we'll call you back. That means you can be fired. What's that telling you all? So the PPP is pressuring people from all around. Because you need to observe who work in the oil and gas sector, who work mainly in the public sector, who work in certain professional jobs, which ethnic group. And in the PPP's mind, if you're African descent, you vote PNC. That's how they process, which is just unfortunate. But it doesn't matter. We're saying that this is unjust, and Irfan Ali can't talk because he can't touch Exxon. He can't say anything that upsets Exxon. Well, I'm saying it to you, that any company associated with ExxonMobil, you all need to do what is right. Because the law, not the US law, Guyana law states that every Guyanese has the right, including those on remand, every Guyanese, according to law, has the right to choose the party to represent him or her. That is the law. That's not a suggestion. I keep telling you all that. Irfan and Barrett and Anil have made our law suggestions and options because it disregarded. I am telling you what the law states. You don't have the choice to tell people, or the right to tell an employee in the oil and gas sector, that if he or she were to remain here to vote, no problem, but we're not taking you on the vessel because he can't afford that. So your work is more important than our government. How you get there? Who you signed the contract with? We have got arrangements with y'all that are contractual arrangements that are made with the state, which are the people of Guyana. So when do we have this attitude? We're friends of the PPP who dominate the local content in reference arena, in reference to oil and gas sector. Y'all want to harass Guyanese people again? I'm sure you could dominate us in every facet of society. This is going to stop. I am warning you that this shall be stopped because I do not have short memory. You are going to learn your lesson and you're going to stop this foolishness. You all are going to stop harassing, intimidating, and trying to disenfranchise Guyanese people. GECOM and the ERC have not spoken to this, which makes it even worse. A Guyanese who works offshore still works within the borders of our country. A Guyanese who works offshore still works within the borders of our country. Therefore, according to the Constitution of our nation, which supports the Representation of People Act, listen to me, the law is clear that Guyanese must be allowed to vote, and no employer can prohibit that. Your job cannot be threatened. And I remember this happened in 2020, where some supporters of PP threatened their employees that if they go to vote, they'll knock them, they'll fire them. I remember that. You're not going to escape this behavior. And what we're going to do is that we're going to take very careful note of those in the oil and gas industry who would have refused to allow Guyanese to vote and to return. What you can do is you can either request of GECOM, you should have done so, appeared for those in that sector to be here to vote, while they're out, like the servicemen, and then when they rotate, those would come out in time to vote. You can ask them to make adjustments to the rotation schedule, but what you cannot do in the oil and gas sector is to threaten the jobs of any Guyanese. That's called rigging. When you do what is strategic to prevent Guyanese from voting, that is called disenfranchisement, and it is called rigging. So using a systematic way to rig. Anil Giddings and Vishnu Prasad, it will do the two of you very well for you to take some time and get your act together regarding this process and these processes. Invest some of your time into doing that which we pay you to, and nothing else. I appreciate every Guyanese who has an interest in these electoral processes. And I'm asking you, please, reach out to Forward Guyana Movement's office. We'll give you the number. Provide your details. Our election agent is an amazing young man called Nicholas Chesney. He does a tremendous work in this area. He's unafraid. He has no bones about what he has to do. He makes it happen. And we want you to know that we are asking of you, if you do not do that, we also, because those of you who provide your name, you'll be agents for us. You'll be able to go into the polling stations. I say again, sit there, observe, and we'll do a special training for you all before elections. So you need to reach out early so we can have a special training session for you so you know how to function on election day. Whereby you have your name, you'll have your badge, and whatever it takes, you'll be able to sit there and observe. If not, we're asking all Guyanese on E-Day, the 1st of September, once you see the approaches like 5:30 in the afternoon or so, close to 6, when they have to begin to count. 6 o'clock, they close the polling station. They begin to ascertain or count the ballot. Pay attention. Stand outside. Do not disrupt the process. Keep your phone in hand. Don't record anybody's face. But you observe what happens. Observe what's happening to the ballot paper. Once you see people start moving funny, if you see any sheriff vehicle pull up, raise an alarm. I call in their name today. Any sheriff vehicle that pulls up by any polling station, you raise an alarm. You hear me? We don't want any private security involved in our electoral process. We have enough, because when people protest, the police want to send truckloads, van loads to come and shoot us. So send those same van loads to accompany the ballot boxes. We don't need the help of service security or any security from the PP side or any side whatsoever. The soldiers have voted, the police have voted. Let them accompany our ballot boxes. Let them let them police and give protection for ballot boxes. No private security. We don't want it. I just stopped by quickly to share this with you all, because it's my responsibility to ensure that we get this right. Share the broadcast, Guyanese. Be on the lookout. If you have TikTok, you'll be interested in having seeing Amanza Walton, this year presidential candidate, Darwin Best, and me tonight live on TikTok. Is going to be something very important for Guyanese to hear. So at 8 o'clock we should be live. Y'all do well. See you soon.